What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my first ever Java tutorial in my new Java tutorial series. And in the first episode here, we're just going to go and install the IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment, or specifically when you're talking about Java, you call it the Java Development Environment, or JDE. And then after we get that going, we're just going to go ahead and make a Hello World program. But that's pretty much going to be it. I kind of want to keep it simple. I'm not going to go into too much detail or depth with some of the code, but we will learn about that later. I promise. But what we're going to be working with today, and within a couple episodes down the road, is BlueJ. We might switch over to Eclipse later, but BlueJ simplifies things and it makes it a lot easier to learn Java. As well as sets things up for you that kind of can be annoying when you're trying to learn the basics. So it's definitely better, I would say, in my opinion, for when you're trying to learn the very bare bones basics. So we're going to go ahead and download and install. Obviously, I have Windows, so I'll be using this. I do already have it installed, but if you do have Windows, go ahead and get this. If you know that you have the Oracle JDK, you can go ahead and just get the BlueJ installer. If you're not sure, or you know you don't have the JDK, you can go ahead and just get the combined installer, even if you think you might have that. It won't hurt to get the combined, or of course you can download them separately. But I'm going to go ahead and hop into BlueJ here, and here I am. It's going to look a little bit different for you because I've already made a project, and to make it look like mine, just go ahead and hit Project, New Project, and you'll be taken to a screen that looks exactly like mine. And right here, it looks like a little piece of notebook paper. It is just a README file, nothing too crazy there. But the first thing we want to do is go ahead and make a new class. I'm just going to call mine Hello World. And hit Enter. And let's go ahead and double click on this. And make this full screen. But here we go. We have some code here. And this is sort of one of the things that I like about BlueJ for learning the programming language. As you can see, there are some methods here. This is even called sample method. And this here is calling our class, which is just hello world. But actually what we're going to want to do here is we kind of want to just delete everything that's not public class hello world or its corresponding, what are they called, curly brackets. So now that I've deleted everything, let's actually go ahead and write a comment. Comments are something I feel people don't stress enough when learning a programming language. I mean, maybe they really aren't that important when you're just kind of coding for fun, I guess. But especially when you're cooperating with a team or you're giving someone else your code, it's really, really important that you explain what's going on. So if someone else is reading your code, they know what's going on. So let's go ahead and make a comment. Let's just say this is my first, or let's say we're a team here. This is our first Java program. Alright, good to go. So let's go ahead and get into some of the coding. And one thing that we need to make first off the bat is the main method. The way we do that is public static void main. And I'm gonna type this all out, have you copy it down, and then I'll explain it. So string, and then some brackets here, and args, which is short for arguments, and then we're gonna have some curly brackets and have that set up just like that. Okay, bada bing. So what this all means, we'll get into more depth later, but basically public, it can be accessed by other methods, okay, as well as other classes in your program. It could also be private. It's kind of something that we'll get into later. I don't really want to go too far in depth with it. But void basically means it won't return anything, and static we'll get into later. I don't want to confuse you. I just kind of want to get the basics down. I want you to get a hello world program without having to have all this stuff, this complicated stuff in your brain, while you're still trying to learn the basics. So main basically just means this is our main method. Now every Java program, I may have said this, I don't know, does need a main method. It's your main method. This is what everything runs off of. And since we don't have a very complex program, we're just going to write some code directly in this main method. And let's go ahead and type system.out, system.out.println, LN. LN is just short for line, and then some quotes here, and then hello world. Alright, bada bing, and we need a semicolon. Do not forget your semicolon. And let's go ahead and save that. I already have mine saved in a certain spot, so I can just hit Control S. You'll have to save as and find a spot in your directory. But one way to check that if you're saved or not is down here in the bottom right. If you follow my mouse down here, is saved. Now it could also say changed. I'll show you what that means here. Boom, changed, and that's an easy way to tell if you're saved or not. And of course, saving is always very important. Just hitting Control S is just so easy, and you know, it's something you need to be doing when you're programming, especially if you're programming bigger things. So another thing we need to do is compile our class, and once we click the compile button, it's actually going to save it as well, and it'll say class compiled, no syntax errors. So this also checks for syntax errors. And to show you what it'll look like if we have a syntax error, I'm going to delete this semicolon, and if you look down here, semicolon expected, and it has a little red highlight or red mark here where I should put my semicolon. Oops. And bada bing. Compile that once more, and we're good to go. So compiling is something that needs to be done before you go ahead and run the program. Now, if we do want to run this program, we're going to go ahead and close this class here, and then we're going to right-click on the class in our project, and then we're going to click on the method that we want to run. So here is our method that we just wrote. We're going to click on that, and we don't have to give it any arguments really, because we're just, you know, doing hello world. And actually, it didn't type this out 4 times. I was actually doing this before. This is from my first take. I was showing that it actually runs in a running format. This is actually a pretty good point. Allows me to bring to a good point. It's in a running format. So here you notice there's 4 hello worlds. If I go to run this again, it's actually going to add 1 more, and you can see it's in a running format, so it doesn't actually refresh or give you a new terminal window. And that's something to keep in mind, so you don't get confused. It confused me the first time I tried to do it. I don't know. Maybe it won't confuse you. I don't know. I'm just easily confused, I guess. But something I just thought I'd say, so you guys don't get confused. But that's pretty much it for our episode 1. We'll get into a lot more stuff next episode and the episode after that. A lot of it will be explained. And that's going to be it for episode 1. I'll see you guys. Thank you for watching.